Hello, today we're going to be taking a look at an awesome 2007 Ford Expedition 4-wheel drive with the 5.4 Triton V8 and an automatic transmission. It's got approximately, I believe, 148,000 miles, and as I'm sure you can already tell, this vehicle looks great. The design has really held up over time. You can tell just from the direction that automotive styling is going that yes, it's not a brand new design or something that is super modern. However, at least in this guy's opinion, this is still a great design and it looks great. You can kind of tell from just the general shape and layout of the vehicle that they've had at least this platform for quite some time, and I think this exact generation here was the top of their game with this platform. Anyway, was the best to come off of this platform, the best looking, and perhaps the best all around, as I'll get into. Looks great with the dark, it's a metallic color, I would say, but with the dark gray and the tinted windows. Now, we've been having some rain recently, so it is going to be a little dusty. Wheels look good. Paint is in excellent condition and has really held up well for its age. Really held up well. Wheels don't have any curb rash that I'm noticing. It does have parking sensors, but they are hidden away. Or perhaps it's one sensor, but it's hidden away. You can't see it. Yeah, I don't see any curb rash. Maybe we'll find some on this wheel here. No, I don't see any curb rash, so the wheels are in almost new condition as well. But moving back around to the back, have you ever seen those, you'll see like, I don't know, 4 to 6 or so little dots on a vehicle's rear bumper? That's what that is the parking or reverse sensors. It'll beep at you if you're getting too close to something. But anyway, let's jump right in. So this is your key fob for the vehicle, and the key, pretty standard for Ford for quite some time, and that goes for both of these, the actual key itself as well as the fob. They use this on a lot of their vehicles, and they've had that style fob for some time. So, of course, you have unlock, lock, go ahead and unlock it again, and then you have panic, and then your rear glass pop. And by rear glass, I mean this right here. So you can pick this up. As you can see, it is in pretty darn good condition. And you can also, you have power folding third row seats, which is nice. Go ahead and fold that down. And then we will open the rear lift gate and give you an idea of the storage back here, at least with the third row down. So a pretty darn large amount of storage back here. You do have a little compartment under here that houses your jack and a few other things. Looks like an ice scraper. I don't know if that's factory or not. We'll go ahead and put these both back up, and we'll see how it looks with them up. Easy enough. No need to reach way over and grab something or anything like that. I'm assuming these little pull handles are, maybe they're not for that. They might be for actually releasing the rear headrest. Yes, that's what those handles are for. Go ahead and close the rear lift gate. Move on. We're going to move from back to front here. Nice, stylish, kind of minimal theme going on in here, and I really like it. You know, I'm not much for the over-styled interiors. They have their place and they are nice, I cannot deny, but I am quite a fan of this vehicle's interior. So, this center seat, if you haven't noticed, is actually separate. As you can see, you can fold it down separately, and that center seat can actually easily be removed, thus giving you a two center bucket seat situation with the middle pass-through, enabling you to, or perhaps not you, but other folks or kids, to easily access the third row, which is a nice feature. I know if I didn't need each and every single seat, I would be pulling that center seat out, just because it's going to allow for a little bit more space and maneuverability for your passengers. As you can see, you do have rear seat climate and audio controls, as well as a DVD player. I gotta admit, this DVD player looks a lot nicer than some of the others that I've seen. However, I'm guessing the giant press button, correct. Nice screen. It's actually not super thick, thicker than you would see in a 2019 vehicle, but it looks to be a pretty nice setup, and it's got some built-in speakers, built-in lights, in addition to the regular lights that you have there. It's a nice setup. This vehicle does also come with a DVD remote and headsets. And of course, most Fords do, ever since, goodness, I think it was like 99 or something like that. That was close, you know, feel free to correct me. But most Fords do come with the door keypad. And that's, let's say, this is just one example of the many different ways you can utilize that. But let's say if you're going swimming or something and you don't want to put the key up and risk it, you know, somebody able to snatch it from you, but at the same time you don't want to jump in the water with your key and ruin your battery or potentially the whole fob. You can actually toss your keys in the vehicle, lock the door, and then as long as you know that code, you can get back in. And in that same similar situation, if you accidentally locked your keys in the vehicle, that's another way you'd be able to access it. So you do have, actually, you know what, I'm going to pause on that, and we're going to start on the driver's door here with a little bit of dried on tree pollen, tree pollen there. Trees in our area love to get that stuff mixed in with tree sap and stuck to everything. Got little tweeters there, top of the door panel. You have power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors with that. Again, nice, simple, classy door panel. Moving on, you've got your release for your hood and your e-brake, as well as power adjustable foot pedals and your headlight switch with, and it's currently on it, the auto light option. That's a very nice option if your vehicle doesn't currently have it. You never have to worry about leaving your lights on or forgetting to turn them on or forgetting to turn them off. The vehicle is going to automatically sense when it's at a certain level of darkness and turn them on, and when you shut the vehicle off, it will automatically shut them off. Need to kind of vacuum it out, actually. It's gone for, we just recently got this, but it has gone for a couple test drives, and looks like some people have tracked some stuff in. Anyway, you do have power seats with 2 savable power seat settings, and I do believe that also saves the power adjustable pedal position. Getting into the vehicle, you're going to be greeted with a fairly nice gauge cluster. It definitely has a little bit more pizzazz, or a little bit more of a design going for it than a lot of other gauge clusters you'll see. It doesn't have, you know, the big digital center information screen, at least not yet. These definitely do come with them a little bit later. Not sure exactly what year, but as you can see, the gauges are nice and easy to read. It's nice that they do also include the option, or not the option, but they do also include oil pressure. A lot of cars do not come with an oil pressure gauge. And you do have some options in that little center screen there that you can cycle through. Moving on back, you do have a steering wheel that does have real wood on the top there. You've got steering wheel climate controls, which I'm a huge fan of. Well, hold up. Okay, that's what I thought. So your climate controls are actually here on the bottom, fan and temperature right there, and that's for leaving it in the auto setting, I believe. And then right here is your cruise control, and right here is your steering wheel audio controls. I'm a huge fan of these because I find myself constantly adjusting the volume, station, song, what have you. And so having these here, you know, especially once you memorize their location, it really helps you keep your eyes and hands on the road and on the wheel. Moving over, you've got info, and that's going to cycle through the information in that little screen there. Setup, same thing. Reset, same thing. These 3 buttons apply to that screen. Traction control off button and your hazard button. It does have a 6-disc CD changer. It also can play MP3s, and it's got a little jack right there that you can plug into. It also looks like that was an aftermarket edition. You can see it sneaking in between those two panels right there, and I like this edition quite a bit because I don't think, yeah, this vehicle does not come factory, at least, with Bluetooth, and so this would be a big deal for me. I would definitely use that all the time. We're going to go ahead and start it up. So, upon starting this vehicle, it is going to turn on the climate controls to where it last was. But anyway, it's also going to adjust the seat to where your setting is. And when you shut it off, it's going to back the seat up, enabling you to get in and out easier. We'll also roll up this window to get a little bit more quiet from the nearby highway there. So anyway, with these climate controls, they're pretty darn easy to use. You can just hit auto and adjust the temperature and fan speed if you'd like. Right here is where you cycle through where the air is blowing. And then, if you haven't noticed, not only does it have heated seats for both driver and passenger, but it also has cooled seats for your driver and passenger. And that is very nice and huge here in the state of Arizona. Move on down, you have what I would call a very nice and visually appealing shift knob here. And I like that it is a, well, it's not floor mount. I can't think of the name. Anyway, it's a console shift. There we go. It's a console shift and not a column shift. I like a console shift much better than I like the column shift. You do have right up front here 2 12-volt outlets. You've got one right there. Surprisingly, it comes with a cigarette lighter. I don't even think this vehicle has an ashtray, and yet it comes with a cigarette lighter. I'd be willing to bet with this being an 07, probably an 08 or 09, that's something that you would not see anymore. I like that this also has a built-in cover that can go back in place, you know, nothing to lose. A lot of times they'll just put little rubber inserts in those, and those get lost over time. Do keep in mind, like I said earlier, this vehicle's 12 years old. So I will comment, it's got a somewhat of a small, not tiny by any means, but a smaller glove box. You do have plenty of other storage in this vehicle though. Go ahead and open up the center console storage. So that's pretty darn deep, and it does go underneath these just a little bit, so you've got a fair bit of space down in there. And then you've got coin holder, all that. 2 cup holders right there, as well as 2 right there. And then let's see. Oh, it does actually. Those are the backseat cup holders. Probably due to that center seat being able to pull out. Otherwise, there'd be a little fold-down thing in the middle there. So this is the 149. We've been driving this thing up and through the mountain, or up and down the mountains recently, and putting some miles on it. It really does drive amazing. It does. It's a very nice vehicle, nice to drive, and this is a great car. I'd love to drive this, daily drive this. That is very smooth, very comfortable. Very well insulated. You know, you'd think that this is what the Lincoln Navigator, especially of the time, was based off of. And you can tell that this is a higher end model Expedition, Ford Expedition, because of, well, of course, the amenities and options that it comes with. But it is so well insulated from the outside. I don't hear anything coming from outside. And then I believe you also have, let's see, yep, power folding side view mirrors. There we go. This is a nice ride. Whoever gets this is going to really, really enjoy it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and park it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next vehicle.